For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places.
The word of the Most High revealed to us in the scriptures, we wrestle not against flesh and blood. Israelites, your enemies fight you in the spirit while you fight them in the flesh. You will never win until you learn to fight in the spirit. Many people do not believe the spirit realm exists. To those of you who do not believe the spirit realm exists, how can you believe in Yah if you do not believe there's a spirit realm? The scriptures make known that the Most High is a spirit, and we must worship him in spirit and in the truth.
God is a spirit, and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth.
What does it mean to worship the Most High in the spirit? The kingdom of darkness and the Most High must have a place where they dwell, since they are spirits. Israelites, we live among spirits. They are all around us. The only reason you're not able to see them is that they do not have a human body like you and me. Because they do not have a physical body, they are not visible to the human eyes. Just because spirits are not visible, it does not indicate they do not exist. Your human flesh is a costume for your spirit to function in the physical realm. Without your human suit, your spirit cannot operate in this physical realm. Have you noticed when a person dies, he or she lose their identity? They are no longer themselves. He or she becomes a body. A human body without a spirit is declared dead.
For as the body without the spirit is dead, so faith without works is dead also. The spirit gives life. The flesh counts for nothing. The words I've spoken to you, they are full of the spirit and life.
The real you is your spirit, not the reflection you see in the mirror every day. To those who are still skeptical about the spirit realm, how is it that you believe in the Most High but not the spirit realm? If you are a follower of the Most High and he said to you, we wrestle not against flesh and blood. If our battle is not with flesh and blood, who is our opponent? There must be other entities around us, since we are not fighting flesh. Let us go deeper into this topic to help those who are skeptical. In addition, those who believe the spirit realm exists but they do not understand. Israelites, we live among spirits. We share this planet with invisible beings, unclean spirits, fallen angels, good spirits, and angels from the kingdom of the Most High. The scripture said when Satan rebelled against Yah, the Most High tossed him out of the heavenly places. Yah cast Satan down to earth with the angels that rebelled with him.
And there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon. And the dragon fought and his angels, and prevailed not. Neither was their place found any more in heaven. And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. And he said unto them, I beheld Satan as lightning fall from heaven.
As you just heard in the scriptures, the Most High cast Satan out of the heavenly places. If Satan and his angels was cast out to the earth, where are they? Why the paparazzi have not taken a photo of this infamous, ancient, wicked, fallen angel called Satan? We live in the age of the smartphone. Everything is recorded and displayed on social media. For all these years, no one is able to take a photo of public enemy number one. The reason we're unable to see Satan with our physical eyes, he is a spirit. Satan is present and living among us. Because he and his angels do not have a human body, we cannot see them. Satan and his angels dwell on earth in a parallel world, the spirit realm. If you go into the Bible and read the book of Job, you will read that the Most High asked Satan, where is he coming from? Satan replied that he was walking back and forth upon the earth.
And the Lord said unto Satan, Whence comest thou? Then Satan answered the Lord and said, From going to and fro in the earth, and from walking up and down in it.
Satan is walking freely on the earth where you and I dwell, and we cannot see him. As I stated earlier, you cannot see Satan walking back and forth on earth because he is a spirit. The word of the Most High said when a demon leaves a person, it roams the earth looking for another person to infiltrate. It is important to the kingdom of darkness to find a willing person to manipulate to carry out their wicked plans. Israelites, we cannot see the fallen angels. However, we have plenty of evidence of their presence. Another reason to why the fallen angels need you to carry out their plans, the Most High has given men and women dominion on earth. In order for the kingdom of darkness to successfully operate in this physical realm, they need our permission. Without us giving the kingdom of darkness permission, they cannot operate on this physical realm. By the way, the kingdom of darkness has successfully taken control of this physical realm.
The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
It's obvious that many have granted the kingdom of darkness permission to carry out their plans. Some people, such as witches, warlocks, wizards, magicians, high priests, and Satanists, knowingly gave the kingdom of darkness permission to use them as a gateway to gain access to this physical realm. While most people grant the fallen angels access ignorantly, since the church do not talk about this topic, many people have zero knowledge of this subject. For a lack of knowledge, they are being destroyed and used by the fallen angels to bring destruction on earth. Can you understand why the Most High said, "My people are destroyed from a lack of knowledge"? Israelites, the church is home to top-level witches and warlocks. These transformers disguise themselves as angels of light during the day to deceive you. Majority of them hold high positions in the church. Positions like pastors, deacons, priests, prophet, elder, evangelist, first lady, and many other positions. The agents of Satan are super religious, legalistic saints. Israelites, that is the reason the church do not teach on the spirit realm. Once you know how to fight in the spirit, the kingdom of darkness will not prevail in your life. Since the church is home to many agents of Satan, teaching the people how to disarm them is not an option. Now that you understand the spirit realm exists and fallen angels dwell on earth with us, they live in the spirit realm while we live in the physical realm. We have access to both realms. When you sleep, your spirit is in the spirit realm. It is important that you pay attention to what is taking place in the spirit realm because this is the true battleground. In addition, the birthplace for everything that will happen in your life. I cannot stress this to you enough, Israelites. The spirit realm is the birthplace to everything that will happen to you, regardless if it is good or bad.
Blessed be the God and Father of our Lord Jesus Christ, who hath blessed us with all spiritual blessings in heavenly places in Christ.
Covenants are established in the spirit realm. Whatever you come into agreement with in the spirit realm, that will manifest in the physical realm. Israelites, what is happening to you is the result of what happened in the spirit realm. You must pay attention to what is happening to your spirit in the spirit realm. For example, let's say John Doe had a dream and he saw he died. If you see yourself dying in the spirit realm, that indicates the spirit of death has killed you. Remember, your true self is your spirit, not the human body. It is a matter of time before John Doe die in the physical realm. If John do not pray against the spirit of death, challenge the curse, and ask the Most High to intervene on his behalf and reverse this judgment, John Doe will surely die a sudden death in the physical realm. We all have heard of people dying suddenly, and no one, including doctors, can determine the cause. We have heard of people predicting their death. The individuals who predict their death have seen this taking place in the spirit realm. Because they have no knowledge of what they saw, he or she never did anything about the dream. Instead of challenging it, they confirm by speaking it into existence. They try to act as if they are a major prophet predicting things to impress people. While everyone is impressed, this person drops dead. After the death, everyone is in awe. Israelites, death and life is in the power of the tongue.
Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof.
Majority of your thoughts are influenced by demons waiting to forge a covenant. Once you believe what you're saying, an agreement was achieved. This is why it is important that you challenge your dreams and break covenants forged with the kingdom of darkness so it will not manifest in your life. I believe I have set a good foundation to help you understand today's message. If you need more information about the spirit realm, watch the videos in the spirit realm playlist to learn more. Israelites, your enemies are fighting you in the spirit. If your enemies can keep you ignorant to the spirit realm, they will enslave you and your entire bloodline forever. When I say your enemies, Israelites, I want you to remove color from your eyes. Anyone can be your enemy. White, black, Asian, Latino, Arab, anyone, including your family. The scriptures said, a man's enemy is the members of his household.
A man's foe shall be they of his own household.
Do not forget the members of your own household. They are your worst enemies. Your enemies who understand how the spirit realm operates do not fight you in the flesh. They attack you in the spirit because they know most people do not have knowledge about the spirit world. Society has made many believe the spirit realm is nothing but a fairy tale. Your enemies will befriend you and pretend to love you as they love themselves to deceive you. The reason they do this, when they attack you in the spirit, you will never question their loyalty. In addition, they befriend you to get information from you to use against you. For example, let's say Jane Doe is jealous of John and she wants him dead. Because she cannot kill John in the physical, she will attack John in the spirit by sending the spirit of death to John. Jane will visit a witch, warlock, a priest, or someone with a familiar spirit to assist her.
And the soul that turneth after such as have familiar spirits and after wizards, to go a-whoring after them, I will even set my face against that soul, and will cut him off from among his people. Regard not them that have familiar spirits, neither seek after wizards, to be defiled by them. I am the Lord your God.
Once Jane makes her sacrifice to that demon, a covenant is established. John will begin to dream all kinds of dreams. In those dreams, the spirit of death will try to forge a covenant with John. John may dream of seeing himself dying. Someone is shooting at him in a dream. The spirit of death will impersonate someone he knows or a stranger to gain his trust in the dream. Once John wakes up out of the dream, if he did not rebuke the dream, a covenant was made by default. John would die a sudden death. Jane, who sent the spirit of death to John, will attain what she wanted, and no one will ever know Jane is responsible for John's death. Unless the Most High expose Jane, no one will know what she has done. While the spirit of death is trying to establish a covenant with John, the Most High will send John all kinds of warnings.
For God speaketh once, yea twice, yet man perceiveth it not. In a dream, in a vision of the night, when deep sleep falleth upon men, in slumberings upon the bed, then he openeth the ears of men, and sealeth their instruction, that he may withdraw man from his purpose, and hide pride from man. He keepeth back his soul from the pit, and his life from perishing by the sword.
If John is righteous before the Most High, no weapon formed against him will prosper. The Most High will intervene on his behalf. Yah will use one of his ordained people to pray for John. Some of you can recall a time in your life, a friend or a family member that you wasn't thinking about comes to mind. You haven't spoken to that person in a while, but at that moment you thought about them. You would call to check on your friend or family member that Yah placed on your mind. Sometimes the Most High will give you a random dream about that person. Israelites, that is one way the Most High alert you about the individual he placed on your mind. In some occasions, the Most High is prompting you to pray for that person. Never ignore the prompting from the Spirit of the Most High, because you never know how the Most High will use you to intervene on the behalf of a person. Israelites, the example I gave you using Jane is playing out in the lives of many, and the Most High is exposing this information. I hope you all have ears to hear. I hope this message will remind you of a previous dream you had indicating a spirit sent to attack you. This will encourage you to start rebuking and breaking covenants. Some Israelites are sickly and the doctors cannot find a cure. Some Israelites have been praying for their mate and they cannot find a husband or a wife. The spirit of anti-marriage is against them. Some Israelites cannot have children. Did our enemy send the spirit of barrenness against us? Some Israelites are whoremongers and prostitutes. Did our enemy send the spirit of lust and sexual perversion? If you examine black people as a whole, you will see our enemies have sent the spirit of division, poverty, as well as many unclean spirits. Most black nations all over the world are wealthy, but the people are poor. Could it be that our enemies ask the kingdom of darkness to take our wealth? Israelites, have you noticed in most black nations, the black people are not in control of their governments? Our enemies place another enemy that look like us to lead the nations. However, behind the scene, a heathen is the one making all the decisions. We talk about unity among us, but we cannot seem to unite for nothing. The Israelite man hate the Israelite woman, and the Israelite woman hate the Israelite man. There is dysfunction in our households. All of this is the result of what is taking place in the spirit realm and our enemies attacking us in the spirit. Majority of you have no idea or never considered this as a possibility to the results of our problems collectively. This is how our enemies fight us in the spirit. If we go back to the Jane example, most of you would channel your anger towards Jane and find a way to retaliate. Israelites fighting Jane and cursing her out is fighting in the flesh. You need to remember we wrestle not against flesh and blood. Jane is a victim as well because the spirit of jealousy and many other spirits was influencing her to do this. Israelites, once you identify the problem, you must fight back in the spirit. Cry out to the Elohim of Israel to fight for us and intercede on our behalf. Once the Most High revealed to you in the spirit realm or in a dream what is happening to your spirit, you must discipline yourself, pray, fast, and use the word of the Most High to break the covenants and send those devils back to the sender. Israelites, that is what your dreams are revealing to you, what is happening to you. Do not become angry and fight in the flesh. That will get you nowhere. Satan impersonate everything the Most High does. You have to fight back in the spirit. Quote the word of Yah and fast as the Most High command us. The scripture said, submit to Yah, resist the devils, and they will flee from you.
Submit yourselves therefore to God. Resist the devil, and he will flee from you.
Israelites, we have been fighting in the flesh for generations after generations. We are protesting. We are arguing among ourselves. We do a whole lot of talking on what we should do to prevail against our enemies. Everything we have come up with stems from the flesh. Israelites, fight back in the spirit. With our present situation of our enemies using the police to kill us, they have sent the spirit of death against us. We have to pray and ask the Most High to send that devil back to our enemies and their children to the third and fourth generation. We cannot afford to remain silent. We cannot continue to fight in the flesh. We must come against every single devil our enemies sent against us. We have to come against the spirit of division. The word of Yah said a kingdom or a household that is divided will not stand. Command the spirit of division sent upon us by our enemies to flee from us 7 ways.
The Lord shall cause thine enemies that rise up against thee to be smitten before thy face. They shall come out against thee 1 way, and flee before thee 7 ways.
We have to ask the Most High to shut down the works of the hands of our enemies, take vengeance on our behalf. The Most High said it is a righteous thing to repay tribulation to them that trouble us.
Seeing it is a righteous thing with God to recompense tribulation to them that trouble you.
Israelites, we must recognize what is happening and shut it down quickly, or else the spirit will speak against us for generations after generations. Our enemies is trying to kill us in the spirit, and we're fighting racism and trying to become equal with our enemies in the flesh. It doesn't make sense. We have to recognize what is happening to us is spiritual, not physical, and start fighting back in the spirit. The word of the Most High speak against people who seek those with a familiar spirit. The Most High said it is an abomination. The people who turn to such practice should be stoned to death and their blood be upon their own heads.
A man also, or woman that hath a familiar spirit, or that is a wizard, shall surely be put to death. They shall stone them with stones. Their blood shall be upon them.
I wholeheartedly agree with the Most High. I come into agreement with his words. I ask the Most High to stone these devils and their human agents to death, and their blood will be upon their head. If you take the time and analyze the effect of what the kingdom of darkness is doing, you would have no problem agreeing with Leviticus 20 verse 27. The kingdom of darkness and their human agents are destroying the life of many people. messing with their destiny, causing their spirit to be enslaved. You must fight back in the spirit, make covenants with the Most High, and send the Elohim of Israel against our enemies. The scripture said it is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of our Elohim. Israelites, toss our enemies into his hands.
It is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living God.
You just gain knowledge on how our enemies fight us in the spirit. You need to do the same and fight them back in the spirit. Israelites, we have done all that we can in the flesh and it has not worked. You must understand how your enemies operate and triumph it over them. We as a people must learn how to fight in the spirit or we will continue to be slaves to our enemies. Israelites, if you do not believe our enemies are fighting us in the spirit through witchcraft, I went to a nail shop to get my nails done. While waiting for my nails to dry, I noticed something strange in front of the door of the business. It was a wooden object with food in front of it. I quickly realized it was an altar with a food sacrifice in front of it. I was surprised to how bold the owner of this shop was. I am sure he was comfortable displaying this altar freely because many people would simply ignore and not ask questions. The heathens disguise their demonic altar as their god and belief. The truth is they are practicing witchcraft under the form of religion. Who knows what principality hiding behind this altar? What request the owner of the nail shop asked of this devil? Knowing our enemies, I am sure they ask for wealth. When I saw the altar, I started to pray against it and ask the Most High to destroy this wicked altar and the demon hiding behind it. I also asked the Most High to forgive me for being in this place, as well as confessing to the Most High that I do not agree to any covenants established with any devil for being in this place. Israelites, these kinds of things are happening every day in every culture among all people. Many will act innocent as if they have zero knowledge, but they know. The Most High is exposing them. What our enemies are doing in secret, Yah is revealing it to you.
For nothing is secret that shall not be made manifest, neither anything hid that shall not be known and come abroad.
Another place with demonic altars, the church. Remember I said the church is home to high-level witches and warlocks? If you don't know that your pastor is practicing witchcraft, when he decides to do an altar call and the members of his church go to the altar for prayer and healing, who knows what God he summoned to this altar if your pastor is a warlock? The members of that church is establishing covenants with the kingdom of darkness. Sister Jones and the rest of the members who went to the altar call do not know this is an altar for the kingdom of darkness. They trust their pastor. The pastor is enslaving the members of his congregation to the altar. The members cannot explain how they have been saved for 15, 20, 30 years and their life is hell. They go to every single altar call for prayer to ask Yah to intervene in their life. Instead of their life improving, it's getting worse. In the meantime, the pastor is filthy rich and prospering through the selfish deal he made with the devil hiding behind the altar. Now, Israelites, do you understand why the Most High has such a harsh penalty for people who have a familiar spirit and those who seek them? Now do you understand why the Most High said they should be stoned to death and their blood be on their hands? These wicked pastors are destroying the people. You have to stop being ignorant of the spirit realm and start to fight back in the spirit. This is how you will defeat your enemies and prevail. Do not ignore what the Most High is revealing to you about the spirit realm. When you start to recognize the unclean spirit sin against you and old covenant speaking against you, attack the spirit using the word of Yah and following Yah's instructions. Pay attention to what the Most High is revealing to you in your dreams. You will begin to see changes in your life, I promise you. If you are sickly and you continue to seek the doctors to find a cure, you will continue to suffer. When you take drugs to ease the pain, you only renewing the covenants made with the spirit plaguing your body. If the prescription drugs cannot cure you, why do you keep taking them? You have to fight against the spirit causing your body to become ill. By his stripes you have been healed.
But he was wounded for our transgressions, he was bruised for our iniquities. The chastisement of our peace was upon him, and with his stripes we are healed.
If it doesn't make sense, know that it is spiritual. Rebuke the spirit that is making you sick. That is how you fight in the spirit. The Most High gave you power to heal the sick. Use the authority the Most High has given you.
And when he had called unto him his 12 disciples, he gave them power against unclean spirits, to cast them out, and to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease. The Lord sustains them on their sick bed, and restores them from their bed of illness.
Israelites, fighting in the flesh is doing what we have been doing for several generations, arguing among ourselves, cussing the heathens out, protesting, boycotting, and shaming people on social media. All of this is the work of the flesh, and you will continue to go in circles if you do not stop. Fighting in the spirit is to look past the person standing in front of you, connecting with the Most High in the spirit realm where the true battleground is. When Yah revealed to you the demons attacking you on a personal level and the demons attacking your people collectively, you attack the demon by using the word of Yah in prayer, fasting, rebuking demonic dreams, and asking the Most High to take vengeance on your behalf. That is fighting in the spirit. Your enemies go to the kingdom of darkness to fight you in the spirit. You must go to the Most High in the spirit to defeat them. Israelites, it is time we take advantage of the power the Most High has given to us to trample down the kingdom of darkness. Our enemies have been using dark magic to keep us down as a people. It's about time you recognize their wickedness and fight back in the spirit.
But the hour cometh, and now is, when the true worshippers shall worship the Father in spirit and in truth. For the Father seeketh such to worship him. God is a spirit, and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth.